My God. You know what I'm saying? Yo, people, what's good? You know what it is. More time, it's more time. I'm the Monk, and we're back with another Monk's Boxing Breakdown. This one is episode 35, I think. I might have got that wrong, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We're back. Going to be doing a lot more content. A lot more Monk's Boxing Breakdown. I'm not playing around with y'all, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? This one is Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn.
Yeah, boy.
And I'm looking forward to it. It's a big one for the historical books as well, because we wouldn't be here for the fight without their respected former world champion boxing fathers. You know what I'm saying? Without Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank Sr., none of this happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it very much. The narrative, the story, the two sons of boxing legends, one hated, one adored, one has the backing of his dad, the other one doesn't have the backing of his dad. There is a lot of layers to the fight. One has one's naturally bigger, the other one's younger. You know what I'm saying? One has to do a weight cut, the other one doesn't. So there are lots of little battles, little layers in the fight, which makes it very interesting in my opinion. So the fight was meant to happen around about 2 years ago when Conor Benn popped for PEDs. He disputes. Well, I guess he doesn't dispute it being in his system. He just disputes his knowledge of how it got there, which has happened before in boxing. A lot of people have popped for PEDs, but then afterwards proven innocent, whether that's by contaminated food, supplements. Some people have popped for like an inhaler, you know what I mean? Stuff like that where there's steroids in it, but not for performance enhancing, more so just to regulate disease or conditions already. So Conor disputes knowing how it got there. I think he was kind of shadow banned from boxing for about 2 years, in limbo, trying to figure out how he's going to get his boxing career back on track, because before the first scheduling of the fight, his career was on a trajectory, was on the up, knocking guys out, getting people out of there in spectacular fashion, and he was a fan favorite in the UK crowd, or UK fight fans, even internationally as well. But that soon flipped when he popped, and it made the public's opinion sway more towards Chris Eubank Jr., who was kind of hated. People thought he was arrogant and this and that, and there were stories about him not listening to trainers, being difficult to work with, and all of the above. You know what I'm saying? However, that soon flipped. He's now more so the people's favourite, or the most liked by the fans, and now Conor Benn is kind of the villain. But that just shows you how public opinion can sway quite easily. But like I said before, we're only here down due to their fathers. Chris Eubank Sr., a great personality. He's very different, something we've never seen before. The way he carries himself, the way he talks, being a real Jamaican yard man, but talking like, you know what I'm saying, the guy from the Monopoly board, that you know what I mean, the logo of that guy kind of talks like you would think he talks. Nigel Benn, on the other hand, the Dark Destroyer, was rated for different reasons. Both men were great fighters, legends in British boxing, both champions. Both they fought each other twice. I think Chris Eubank Sr. got the better in both fights. I'm not too sure. I'd have to I'd have to check that one out again. I know he definitely won the first one. I'm not sure about the second one. I think he did just take that one as well. So there's historical basis for the fight. Now their sons are here years and years and years, decades later, about to put a show on for the people. So it's very interesting. But before we take a look at each fighter, let's take a quick look at the tail of the tape. Get over to the screen capture, mates. So on April the 26th, on Saturday, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, London, United Kingdom. That is where the fight is going down. If you want to watch the fight, either in the UK or abroad, you can catch that on DAZN pay-per-view. It's 12 rounds at middleweight. Chris Eubank Jr., 34 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws. Conor Benn, 23 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, undefeated. Tail of the tape, Chris Eubank Jr., age 35, 5'11", with a reach of 72.4 inches, fighting out of the orthodox stance. Conor Benn, 28 years old, so the younger man. He's slightly shorter at 5'8", with a shorter reach of 68.1 inches, also fighting out of the orthodox stance. As you can see by their form charts, Conor Benn undefeated, all green. Chris Eubank with 1 defeat to either, was it Liam Smith or Callum Smith? One of the Smiths. He got knocked out but he did redeem himself with a TKO win in the 10th round on the rematch. Managed to avenge his loss. But yeah, Chris Eubank Sr., Jr., 34 wins, 25 wins by way of KO, with a KO percentage of 74%. Here at Monks Boxing Breakdown, we like the knockout percentage to be anything over 75. That way you're not leaving it to the judges. You know what I mean? You're leaving the window of opportunity for you to be robbed at 0, you know what I mean? Or close to 0, because you're just knocking people out. No judges are able to rob you. So we like a high knockout percentage. Chris falls 1% under that. So he's not, his career is not too shabby. 3 losses, stopped once, 0 draws. Conor Benn, on the other hand, has 23 wins, 14 coming by way of KO, with a KO percentage of 61. 0 losses, been stopped 0 times, 0 draws. You can see here that Chris started his boxing career, or pro boxing career, 5 years before Conor Benn. So he has 128 more pro rounds than Conor Benn. So he's more experienced, he's slightly bigger. The pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages, they sway for both fighters in different ways, which kind of makes the fight even more interesting. Chris, the naturally bigger man, but has to do the weight drop. He's also slightly older, Conor Benn being younger, fresher, slightly smaller, having to jump up 2 weight categories. So there's layers to the fight. There's not just the historical layers, there's the story narrative layer of like their characters, and then there's another layer of their attributes and what they both have to endure coming into the fight. So that's again makes the fight very, very, very interesting. If we take a quick look at some of the fighters' highlights, we always look at this channel here. Pick up this channel. Goddamn adverts. Themsticles or whatever it is. Thermisticals. But yeah, we're going to take a quick look at Chris Eubank Jr. put down Liam Smith with a jab. No, Williams, sorry. Great hooks. But yeah, Chris Eubank Jr. is a very good fighter. As you can see there, put man down with a well-timed jab, stepping backwards. He's got a good body. Attacks the body as well as the head with combination punches, great hooks, uppercuts. Good at finding angles, not smothering his work as well. There is a stage in his career a bit more earlier on where he was a bit aggressive, well, a bit over the top with the hooks. You might see a bit of that in a minute. Just winging it quite a lot when he, but in them situations where he does get hit back, he then starts going back to his default. But he's definitely a good boxer, great punch selection, movement, footwork, different shots going in here, great speed. Chris does have a lot of good attributes. Great uppercut there, body, mixing up the hooks. But here he starts winging, you know what I mean? Sometimes he's a little bit wingy with his punches. But he's definitely a good fighter. I'll say both of them have great skills, qualities. Does leave himself open here. There's a lot of openings. If you could get something off in between his punches, his hands are very low, guard's very low, allows him to get his offense off quickly, but defensively it's not great. So when he comes up against better opponents, he does get hit quite a lot. But yeah, just a quick look at his form, techers and that. Take a quick look at Conor Benn. Do we want to see adverts on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that shit. But yeah, onto Conor Benn. Very good. Good speed, good punch selection, combination punching, hooks downstairs, good jabs, good work. But like I said before, a con of the Chris is he hasn't fought the same caliber of opponents as Chris. Vargas is a good opponent to see what levels Conor's on, and he smoked him in the first round. When you see the combination punches he puts together in a minute, straight down the middle, kind of hurt him, keeping him at range with the jab. 1-2, wobbled him, 1-2, uppercut, hook, straight, cross, mixing up punch selection, combination punching. Got him out of there. The Conor carries a lot more speed and power in my opinion. Chris Algieri got smoked. Got absolutely smoked.
Somebody come and look at this.
Yeah. I just sent him flying, you know what I mean? This one in a minute.
Somebody come and look at this.
Absolutely starches him, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, boy.
So, it's a bit of a, I'd say 50-50. I'd say it's a 50-50 fight in all honesty. Yeah, when he's a bit of a younger dog here. Definitely improved a lot from his debut. Joe Ducker, you know? Man's called Ducker and that. But yeah, his opponents haven't been all that. But that's a quick look at both fighters, how they fight, their techniques and stuff. So without further ado, you know, I like to keep these ones short and sweet. We have to get into the Monks boxing breakdown prediction. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to get it wrong? I mean, am I going to get it right?
Yeah, boy.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going with the Conor Benn win.
Huh?
Say that again. I'm going with the Conor Benn win.
Huh?
Round 11. A knockout in round 11. I think, but it's going to get to the latter stages of the fight. They're going to get tired. Defenses are going to drop. That is what's going to allow Conor Benn to get the knockout. I feel like Chris will have a lot of early success when it starts to tire. You know what I'm saying? That's when
You will know whether in this trial or the next.
yeah, you know what I mean. So that being said, I like to keep these ones short and sweet. Conor Benn for the knockout win in the 11th round. May do a watch along for this one, so make sure you click that notification icon, or so if we do, you can come through to the watch along, and we're gonna find out for ourselves who's gonna win. But yeah, that's been Monk's Boxing Breakdown. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. With that being said, I'm out of it. Salute. Peace. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying?